The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road is the newest chapter to be released for ESO, and it coincides with the 10-year anniversary of the game. Gold Road released on June 3rd on PC and June 18th for PlayStation and Xbox. As many of you know by now, in Gold Road we return to Cyrodiil, and more specifically the West Weald. Weald? I don't know how to say that. The story continues on from last year's Necrom storyline, and for the first time in Elder Scrolls history, we get to meet a brand new Daedric Prince. Yeah, sorry, spoilers for those of you who haven't played Necrom, I guess, but I mean, like, come on, y'all had like a whole year to play it. Plus, I mean, ZeniMax already spoiled it for everyone anyways, so... Today I'm going to be giving my honest review of Gold Road and my personal thoughts on the release and the new features they added, such as the Scribing system, which adds spellcrafting, the new trial and the new storyline, and a few other things as well, so let's just get into it. Hi everyone, I'm Azura. I'm just some random person who loves the Elder Scrolls, has a YouTube channel, and has incredibly mediocre video editing skills. As you can tell from the title, I will be giving my honest and unbiased review of the newest ESO chapter today. If you're brand new to ESO, I just want to make it very clear that this review is from the perspective of a longtime veteran player, and so my expectations might be a little bit different to yours, but don't let that put you off from trying it and forming your own opinion on it yourself. Additionally, I would like to thank Bethesda and ZeniMax for very graciously sending me a key for the deluxe version of Gold Road. And yeah, no, before any of you start calling me out in the comments, I did actually purchase Gold Road myself before receiving the key because I actually didn't think I was going to get one. So I'm going to be giving my honest thoughts regardless. With all of that out of the way, let's just get into it. You guys like my deer mug? Look, isn't it cute? Before we get into the actual content, I wanted to discuss some of my thoughts that I had when the chapter was first announced. Some of you might know I am a huge Oblivion fan, and I was pretty excited when I heard we were going back to Cyrodiil. Skingrad was always my favorite city in Oblivion, and I always lived in the house there because I thought it was the coolest and the prettiest.
Good day, m'lady.
As anyone who is a huge fan of the previous Elder Scrolls games, I've always been very skeptical on how ZeniMax handles areas that we've seen in previous games. Seeing as there have been some pretty glaring issues in the past, like, can we just talk about how the Imperial City has somehow rotated like 15 degrees between the events of ESO and Oblivion? I was really hoping that they didn't ruin my beloved Skingrad in Gold Road. I was also very skeptical on how they were going to handle the new spellcrafting system called Scribing. As someone who has played ESO since beta, I know just how long players have been asking for spellcrafting, and hint, it's basically been since launch. I was skeptical because as someone who enjoys playing endgame PvE content and the meta, I was worried that scribing was either going to be mostly useless, with only a handful of skills being useful and the rest being trash. I mean, seeing as this is normally how it goes with anything they add in ESO. I was also a little skeptical on how they were going to handle the zone storyline, especially after having played Necrom and not particularly enjoying it. If you guys haven't seen the video I made on Necrom last year, I will leave the link below. In saying that though, the thing that I was looking forward to the most was the new trial, as any average PvE appreciator would. I didn't test anything out on the PTS before launch, but I had heard very, very good things about it from other people. I was also very curious to see what they were going to be doing with the new Daedric Prince, Ithelia. This is the first time since the Shivering Isles with Jiggalag that we have seen a brand new Daedric Prince added to the lore, and as someone who is invested in the lore, it definitely had me intrigued. So you could say overall before launch, I wasn't exactly in the hype squad, so let's see what Gold Road is actually like. Well, with that out of the way, let's go over my first impressions. Me and my buddies decided to jump into Gold Road on launch day, and the first thing I had to check out was Skingrad, of course. This looks nothing like Skingrad. I just want to— ooh, look at the chapel, that's pretty. Where's the cemetery? Bro! There's oh, it's right here. Wow, they took some very, wait, that's not a cemetery. What did they do to Skingrad? What do they do? But, yeah. Oh, there's the cemetery. Why is there a ghost here? Hello.
Don't mind me. No one.
Wait, I can kill the ghost.
The new forest.
Like, my disappointment's immeasurable and my day is ruined. To put it bluntly, I was not impressed with the city overall. Before I say anything else though, like, yes, I understand that ESO has a completely different game design and limitations than a single player game would. I know it's not going to be the exact same skin grad that we saw in Oblivion. I mean, the games are set like hundreds of years apart as well, so... I know that they can't make it exact and they're not going to, but at least make it visually resemble skin grad.
Yeah, I'd go a step further and just say that this place is a bit boring.
In saying that though, I really feel like they dropped the ball on skin grad. There's absolutely zero feelings of nostalgia or familiarity in my opinion. When revisiting previous areas from other Elder Scrolls games in the past, ZeniMax has actually done a pretty good job with making them look recognizable. Like, a few good examples of this would be Solitude, Leowyn, or Seydanine, so yeah, Skingrad is a flop. What about other areas though? Almost all of the locales you visit are seen in Oblivion. Some areas are true to the previous games, but they took large artistic liberties with others. Oh my god, Xander just appeared in front of me. Oh, get out of the way!
He's looking.
They definitely made some effort with making the Ayleid ruins look Oblivion-esque, and I really appreciate that, but with it being an MMO, of course things are going to be different. As for my other first impressions with the quests, they were your typical ESO-style quests with nothing particularly challenging. Some of the writing was cheesy.
Now arm that ballista, target the oil, and set it ablaze.
Whoa, it's like Cyrodiil. This is what we need. This is real combat. Where are they at?
Other
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make tea.
No! We lost a legionary.
What? We lost the legionary. Dude just like died in the corner. Get ready for the next wave. Where? Oh yeah, just when we appear out of...
There's too many days.
What do you mean we lost the legionary? Dude just died in the corner. There's nothing over there. He just game ended himself. With other quests being well written and having interesting characters.
Cheers to you, my friend. Well, drink. That ale really packs a punch. I might take a nap for a minute. Well, that was embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I already took her back.
And of course, no Elder Scrolls quest is complete without encountering at least one bug. Is my thing bugged? Oh no, I think it's bugged.
I'm dead on the floor, and res here, E, and way shrine R are not working.
Game breaking bug.
Yeah, game breaking bug. I can't move.
Where is it? Hello, kitty.
Oh, bruh.
Meow. One thing I really want to give the devs props for is the art and the environmental design. One thing that I'm constantly impressed with in ESO is the visual beauty of the game, especially in the past few years. I mean, it's called Gold Road for a reason, I guess. No, the time day changed! The Xander's in my face! The zone itself is stunning, with each area having a unique beauty of its own. My favorite areas are the vibrant autumn forests with the lush, striking colors. And of course, how can I not mention the Ayleid ruins? As some of you know, I am completely obsessed with anything Ayleid. I mean, like, isn't it obvious? Yo, they have some sick Ayleid furnishings! Yo, that is so pretty! Look at
I see, I
that!
found them, but it was like...
Okay, my review, 10 out of 10.
Oh.
Amazing. And this love for Ayleid lore, architecture, and aesthetics sprouted from my days of playing Oblivion. I was very happy to see the addition of new Ayleid stuff, as well as the scenic interiors of the ruins. I know I mentioned before that I was a little disappointed that they strayed pretty far from what we were familiar with in Oblivion, but I am obsessed nonetheless. That rhymes. I could go over so much more, but I'll keep this short. I just really want to give props to the art and design teams. It's great to know that there are people working on this game who are passionate about what they do, and this is because it clearly shows in the final product. Since I want to go over the story a little bit, I will first give my thoughts without any spoilers, but I want to give like my actual thoughts on the story too. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers, I will give you guys a warning and put a timestamp on the screen so you can skip that section. Okay, first, my thoughts without spoilers. Like I mentioned before, I didn't really like the story for Necrom, and the only thing that I thought was cool about it was the revelation that there is a forgotten Daedric prince. So with that in mind, I was interested in, but also quite apprehensive about the story for Gold Road. And to put it simply, it kind of sucked. There was nothing in the story that had me hooked or made me feel like I wanted to play more. It was kind of just like the same old formula that we've seen with previous chapters, and it really was just a disappointment. I honestly think this is one of the weakest chapters they have done in a while. I mean, except for High Isle, of course, but yeah, we don't talk about High Isle. There was so much potential and creative freedom that the writers and developers could have taken with this story, and having a brand new Daedric prince is like having a completely blank slate that they could have built anything onto it. But instead, it was the same old formula, like, oh no, there's a Daedric cult and they're trying to take over the world or something, you know, go do this quest and talk to this person. And oh no, the very predictable bad guy is the bad guy. And go press E on this, go travel somewhere else, and oh my god, oh no, something bad is happening and, you know, we have to stop the big bad guy, but oh, we did it and the world's saved, hooray! Like, so yeah, that's the spoiler-free version. I would say if you're a new player looking to get into ESO, don't get your hopes up for the storyline. It definitely did not add up to their 10-year anniversary hype. Okay, now let's actually talk about my thoughts on the story. If you don't want any spoilers, skip ahead to the time that's on screen now. Alright, now we've got to talk about Athelia. Let's just say she's,
What'll help me? Please.
Whoa!
I know something is wrong, but I do not have the words to express what that may be.
Oh.
She's a little unsettling.
Why does she look like that?
Like I mentioned before, Athelia was a great opportunity for the writers to do something fun with her character. I actually did really like the Prince of Past things, and how she basically can see every reality, travel between realities, and shape existence itself. It was actually pretty cool. Her design was interesting, and it was not what I expected at all. I was expecting her to be some absolute monstrosity, and I guess you could say she is. But instead we got a valley girl with her balayage overdue for a touch-up at the hairdresser. The model they used in-game was a little bit Uncanny Valley too, and something just looks very, very wrong with her.
That is Athelia.
No shit. I did enjoy seeing her character evolve, however, instead of just seeing her as the big bad guy that we normally see with Daedric princes. I had myself wondering, actually, why are we trying to stop her again? You know, everyone was saying, oh, she's so bad, she's so evil, you know, she's so powerful. But the motive for her to be evil kind of confused me. She said she was going to change reality for the better and make things right and save people and all that, and it didn't really make sense coming from a Daedric prince. Like, I mean, hell, like, we didn't even see her do anything inherently evil or know what she was wanting to change. As for the story, like I said, it was already very boring and predictable. I was actually expecting things to go very differently. What I thought was going to happen after Athelia got her powers back, I was expecting her to change reality. I thought we were going to have to chase her through, you know, various portals to different realities where Tamriel looked very different. This would have been an amazing opportunity for the developers and the writers to do something very fun with the story. Like, for example, we could have gone to a different reality where Molag Bal took over Tamriel, or another reality where the Ayleid Empire didn't fall, or a reality where the Dwemer didn't disappear. The creative potential for this story was absolutely endless, and it would have been super exciting to see something like that. But instead, we got a boring questline that's incredibly predictable, no one dies, and all of our friends are okay, like, yay! And speaking on predictability, Since Athalia has never been mentioned in the lore before, like, we all kind of knew that she was going to be forgotten again. And I mean, this is fine because I think I would have been a little bit more annoyed if they didn't do something like that. So yeah, overall, I didn't enjoy the story at all. Don't get me wrong, the environment and setting was absolutely beautiful, but the rest fell flat. The characters were pretty one-dimensional, as expected. The only character I liked was Tribunal Leia, and that was only because she seemed to be the most realistic and sane person there. And Athalia's character was kinda cool too. I'm just really disappointed that they missed so much potential to make something great. Now, let's talk about the new gameplay feature, Scribing. I was pretty excited to try this out as it was one of their main selling points for the chapter. Like, I paid $60 for this after all, so it better be good. Well, let's just say it was, interesting. There's a whole questline that you have to do to completely unlock it, and I mean, well, instead of me talking about it, I'll just let past me go over my thoughts on it.
Are we role-playing or are we just,
I'm gonna listen to the dialogue. Wow, what's this?
What is this place?
What are we supposed to be doing in here?
Opening the doors and then closing them again.
Wow, really?
Yep,
You may call me the Crow.
the Crow original.
This is the Stellarium Ensign.
Why is there two of them?
Important tool in
What are we doing? Just dispelling wards?
Yeah, pressing E twice.
Find another focal.
Love that.
Do we have to do this 2 more times?
This is like pretending to be fun. What the f is this?
Babe, it's 4 PM. Time to press E on everything and call it a quest line. Please tell me we don't have to do this, like, for every zone, like Sigic Order sort of shit.
I think
I have a
that's the
feeling
idea,
it's
yeah.
gonna be- I really hope not.
I sensed too.
That's gonna be on the Crown Store next
faded
month.
From this realm.
To
When
pick
she
something
sliced
other
out
than
all
one
those
voice
years
line,
ago,
or one dialogue
I
option.
will ask you the same
Let's go!
question I asked
Do I
her.
deserve it?
He's
No.
a good voice actor as well.
Dispel the word. Quickly.
Expedition,
Oh.
you've allied with your first
I don't know what this does!
new power.
I read that wrong. Fire a burst of feet. No, fire a burst at your feet while flipping backwards.
Oh my god, they're actually making us run around and talk to each person in here before we can do this quest. I can only press E so many times.
I just won't have to do this more than once.
Yeah, that's true.
God bless the people whinging on the PTS.
Thank you, PTS people.
I'm supposed to be like, oh, sick. This is pretty cool. Guess I'm gonna no-life this for a few days. But instead I'm like, get me out! Get me out!
There's no- Oh, there he is!
A woman dragon?
There's- dragons don't have any genders. More of this shit. This is in Blackwood, right?
Yeah.
Wait, oh my god, so you have to either buy ESO Plus or own Blackwood to be able to do Scribing. They're making you, if you are a new player and you don't have ESO Plus, or if you don't own Blackwood, they're like, hey, you want to do Scribing? You have to go buy Blackwood. Oh, it's up there.
Talk to the Griffin, aren't you? I am so sorry about tearing all the pages out of that book.
Yo, he sounds like Sonic the Hedgehog in like the Sonic like cartoon.
There's 3 ways not to be stupid. 1, stay in school. 2, stay in school. 3, don't forget 1 and 2.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is it a puzzle?
Yeah.
Reading?
Oh boy, more of this shit. There's so many. Oh, finally, we get to
Finally
kill
a boss
something!
fight! Sick, let's get him. I'm pre-buffing now.
It's immune! Where is the boss?
Here he comes.
Oh yes, there's more of this shit. Oh, thank god he's done. Finally some action. And
Left behind the sigil. Does this mean we'll be moving on? He had a long, happy life.
Oh,
Clarence might be
it's
impressed with
done.
me. I'm going to start by convincing
It's not
you
though.
both to command
We've now
you to
unlocked the
stand
ability to
for.
farm them.
Okay, yeah, I'll just say it. This has to be one of the most painful, tedious, and repetitive questlines I have ever done, and yes, it is worse than the Sijic Order. I know most quests in ESO aren't particularly riveting, but my god, this one was bad. It took me over 3 hours to complete it, and that was with me speedrunning it as well. The whole time, you just go somewhere and press E, and then you go somewhere else and you press E, and then you press E on a portal to go somewhere else, and you press E again, and then maybe you talk to an NPC, and then you press E again, and then it's just rinse and repeat. I am not even joking. You do it again, and 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 again, until you lose what little semblance of sanity that you already had left. Like, to sum this experience all up, I'll just let one of my friends give the general consensus.
They just, I don't know, so every MMO does this thing where they're like, okay, we need new players, so we create some exciting, fun content that entices people back into the game, and then it takes a certain amount of time to get through that content, and during that time they might use the cash shop, or they might even get addicted. But every time ZOS does this, they forget the part where it's supposed to be fun.
Okay, now with the quest completed and all the boring shit out of the way, was it really worth wasting 3 hours of my life and all of my sanity on this? Short answer, no, not really. Long answer, yes, it has some potential, but yeah, no, not really. I only had a chance to try out a handful of skills because I didn't get enough of the luminous ink, which is the material that you need to actually craft the spells, because someone bugged the drop rate of it. And yeah, I'm honestly not really surprised about that. I also didn't end up getting all the scripts I needed as well, and the scripts are used to actually craft the spells. The skills that I all tried were for my necro tank, as I don't really see the point in using them on a DPS. And actually, now that I think about it, I think scribing's really only useful for supports and PvP players. The first skill I tried out was Trample. This is the assault skill that summons your mount and makes it run in a line in front of you.
I cast horse.
This skill sounded fun on paper, but in reality, it was a nightmare to use. I gave it a good go in some dungeons, mostly on trash pulls, but the 1.5 second channel time is absolutely excruciating. You're just standing there the whole time doing nothing, and it drops your block as well. By the time I actually cast it, almost everything was already dead, and yeah, I actually ended up dying in a few places where I normally wouldn't die when trying to use this skill. Oops. Oh, I cast Trample. Oh, I really hate that skill. Oh, I cast it again. I cast it again. The next skill I tried out, and probably the most exciting one, was Wield Soul from the Soul Magic skill line. I was very excited to try this skill because I'd heard that you can turn it into a Magicka chain for non-Dragon Knight characters. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. I turned it into a chain. I actually love using this skill now. It's way better than the Fighters Guild skill Silver Leash, and since it costs Magicka, it's way easier on sustain. I think it's going to be a staple in my kit now, and I don't ever see myself not using it. I really wish I could have tried a few more skills, but even after spending about 5 days grinding trying to get all the scripts that I needed, I still didn't get everything. So I'm a bit sad, and I really wish I could have tried out a few more things. Overall, my initial expectations were right. These skills are mostly useless and incredibly clunky to use. A lot of them have a 1.5 to 2 second cast time, and it makes them incredibly hard to work into your rotation, and they just feel janky. I'll be interested to see if they add any new skills in the future, or if they will change the already existing ones based on feedback. A little side point that I wanted to touch on were the customized skill styles. I was not surprised that they added something like this, seeing as we already have customized harvesting animations and customized recall animations, but one thing that did surprise me though was that you can actually just earn them through playing the game. In saying that though, you bet your ass Cinemax will be adding these to the Crown Store in the future. It's just another thing that they can monetize in this already heavily monetized game. And if you want to know more about the Crown Store and Crown Crates, you can check out some of my previous videos I made on them below. Let's move on to the new trial, Lucent Citadel. Like I said before, I was very excited to try out this new trial as PvE content is what I mostly do in the game. I had heard very good things about it from those who'd played it on the PTS, so I had very high expectations. I jumped into the run completely blind. I did not watch or read anything about this trial, since I love experiencing these things firsthand myself. The footage that you guys are seeing on screen is from my very first blind run, and let's just say it was a little bit messy because I had no idea what was going on. Overall, I really liked the new trial. I kind of liked how they did stray away from that 3-boss, 2-mini-boss format that we've seen in previous trials, and it definitely is a very easy trial compared to the ones they've released in recent years. But in saying that, do I think it's better than Rock Grove, Dreadsail Reef, and Sanity's Edge? No, definitely not. The new mechanics they added are cool, but it's definitely not as interesting as the last few trials that they have released.
What
What did you do, Jacob?
Hi everybody. What do you mean, what did I do?
What did you do?
Heavy attack.
Do I think everyone should give it a go? Yeah, for sure. Regardless if you do normal or veteran content, I think everyone will enjoy it. Veteran is also easy enough that even groups with like lower skill levels will be able to complete it, and it's great seeing that ZeniMax have been adding stuff that is a bit more accessible to most of the player base. Well, I think that covers just about everything. A few other things that I wanted to bring up was the grind for Scribing, the new world events, the Miramore incursions, and the new Tales of Tribute deck, the St. Alessia deck. As for the grind for Scribing, like I already said, the rate you get luminous ink in the scripts is incredibly slow. Even after putting hours into just unlocking it, you have to do so much more monotonous stuff to actually make the skills. I'm not really a fan of the uncurated drops for the scripts, and I mean, I already mentioned how hard it is to get luminous ink. I've spent my entire week just trying to get scripts so I can make the skills, and I've just been doing it non-stop, like, it hurts. I also didn't really like the new world events, the Miramore incursions. They're really long, and while it is a nice change from the Bastion Mimics from Necrom, they just felt super time consuming. And as for Tales of Tribute, I really like the St. Alessia deck. I've only played with it a little bit, but it adds new strategies that you can bring to the table. Literally. I know people hate the card game, but I'm very excited to use it in the future. So yeah, I enjoyed some parts of Gold Road, and others I did not enjoy so much. So there. That's my review.
Bakruti is pleased to see you.
I bet you are pleased to see me. Alright, let's go. Radiant Apex, Radiant Apex, Radiant Apex, Radiant Apex.
Your rewards are ready.
Crown Store.
Oh my god, it's so ugly.
My friend.
Enough of my thoughts now, tell me yours. What do you guys think of Gold Road? Please let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I had to say, or if there was anything I forgot to mention in the comments below. I just want to put a PSA out that I now have a Discord server, and we also have an in-game guild on the PC NA server, so if you want to join, the link is below. Thanks again to Bethesda and ZeniMax for sponsoring this video by giving me a key, and if you guys want to try Gold Road or ESO yourself, there is a link below. As always, leave a like if you liked the video, leave a comment if you didn't like it and tell me why, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching guys, and have a good one.